Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final game of Week 1 for 1962. Hard to believe we're already at the end of Week 1. 9 games have been brought to you. This is the bonus game. This is Sunday Night Football, and it is the Philadelphia Eagles and the Detroit Lions. Although the whole league has not yet been edited, we will be moving on to Week 2 at the end of this game. First couple weeks move slow. There's a look at the quarterbacks, Sonny Jurgensen and Milt Plum. Plum coming over from Cleveland. Jurgensen in his third season with the Eagles. We are looking live at Tiger Stadium in Detroit, Michigan. In this early season matchup between the Lions and the Eagles. Here's Plum taking over in the role of quarterback from Jim Nanowski in a trade. Plum and Nanowski switched places. Bobby Walston gets set to kick off. Because he normally wears 83, but since I had to create 2 players for him, he has to wear 38 as a kicker. Walston's kick is off, and the game is underway. The final game of Week 1. It's taken by Pat Studstill at the 5. He's going to cross the 25, get up to the 28, and that's over. And here's a look at the man who's played in the last 2 AFL Championship games for the Cleveland Browns, Milt Plum. As he comes to Detroit, looking to bring the Lions to the promised land. You saw Terry Barr there. Some people think he was in Buffalo for the Monday night game, but he really wasn't. You're just imagining things.
Let's go! Blue Lightning!
Plum back to pass on first down. He completes it to Jim Gibbons. Gibbons makes one move and gets the first down.
Let's go! Green 39! Green!
Plum back to pass. He overthrows his man on second down. And a look at the Lions' offensive line. Whitlow, Sewell, Gordy, LaRose, and Gonzaga are your starters. Dan Lewis and Tom Watkins, your running backs. Jim Gibbons, the tight end. Terry Ball and Gail Cogdill are the receivers. Nick Petrosante is still on the team. And should get some action as well. Plum back to pass. Throws it over the middle. It's caught by Gibbons. That's the second reception. And they're into Detroit territory. Looking at it on paper. Here's a look at the... oh, that's the replay. Looking at it on paper, the Detroit Lions won 11-3 in 1962, finishing second to the Green Bay Packers in the Western Division. Should be far superior to the Eagles who went 3-10-1. There's a handoff to Lewis. Lewis breaks one tackle, and he's got the first down. Lewis picks up 10 yards. Nick Skorich, the head coach of the Eagles, and the head coach of the Lions is George Wilson. Oh, they're going to call that play second and inches. Plum back to pass, setting up the screen. He is going to be buried under. Number 71, Joe Lewis, with the knockout. Plum was looking for the screen as Dan Lewis breaks free of the blockers, but before Plum can get it off, Joe Lewis makes the sack. It'll be third down and 11. 10-yard loss on the play. Plum in the shotgun. He's back to pass. He's got some time. He's going to throw it out into the flat. Incomplete. Not sure who the intended receiver was. And Petrosante. The fourth-year player out of Notre Dame. And on to punt is Yale Larry, who had one of the greatest playoff games in the history of Sack to the Future last year. This is a bad punt, though. The Lions, this is an interesting game as the Lions actually knocked the Eagles out of the playoffs. Sonny Jurgensen coming on the field. Milt Plum, by the way, playing the 6th season out of Penn State. Jurgensen brings Lions up at the 19-yard line. He is a 6th-year player out of Duke.
Here we go now. Blue landed.
Jurgensen back to pass. He steps up. He's going to scramble to his left. Sit back up to throw, and he's going to be bull rushed, but he does get the ball away. Avoids the sack. And he'll live to fight another day. He'll bring up 2nd down. Look at the Eagles' offensive line. Schrader takes over center. Wittenborn, Case, J.D. Smith, and Jim McCusker are the tackles. Timmy Brown and Ted Dean the backs. Dick Lucas, Pete Retzloff, and the Hall of Famer Tommy McDonald the wide receivers. There's a look at Yale Larry, who had a pick 6 in overtime to seal the 49ers in the wildcard game of the 61 Sack to the Future playoffs. Jurgensen back to pass on 2nd down. Throws out on the flat to Ken Gregory, who comes over from Baltimore after catching passes from John Unitas in his rookie year. Was traded to the Eagles in 1962. Lions defensive line Roger Brown and Alex Karras in the middle. Leo Sugar comes over to join Darius McCord at the ends. Joe Schmidt, Carl Brett Schneider, and Wayne Walker, still the same 3 linebackers as last year. LeBeau and Dick Night Train Lane are the corners. Interesting little footnote about Night Train Lane. He's 37 years old, and the original avatar that represented him last year retired, so he had to create a whole brand new one as he plays 2 more seasons. Jurgensen steps up, avoids the blitz. He takes off running, and he is going to slide for the 1st down. 11-yard pickup. The Eagles, after winning the 1960 in real life, after winning the 1960 NFL championship, Norm Van Brocklin retired, and Jurgensen and the Eagles fell off in the following years. Not sure exactly whether it was Van Brocklin leaving or there were others, but yeah, they weren't as good, especially in '62 at 3-10-1. Jurgensen hands off to Timmy Brown, and Brown runs into McCord. I think it's McCord, 71. Alex Karras, ooh, Mongo in the middle, just levels him. 2nd down and 7 after the 3-yard pickup. Jurgensen hands it off to Timmy Brown, and this time he's going to get through the first wave and is tackled by Gary Lowe. To bring up a 3rd down and 2. Ted Dean, the fullback, goes through up the middle and gets the 1st down. Nice pickup. We don't need all the replays, just makes the game longer. It's YouTube, you can watch the replay on your own. 1st and 10 at the 50, Jurgensen just over onto Detroit territory. Play action, rolls to his right. Sets up and throws. It's caught by Dick Lucas, and he breaks free. He's going to be tackled down on the 3-yard line. It looks like comments are not working, as I just did a test. And, that's Detroit. Dick Lucas, the 5th-year player out of Boston College. Timmy Brown on the handoff, but he is met right in the hole by McCord. Darius McCord, and doesn't get anywhere. Just a little preview. As I said, this is the end of week 1. We will be moving on to week 2 after this. Not sure when the games are, not even quite sure who's playing what yet, as we still have 12 teams yet to finalize. Don't expect miracles. Also, Saturday night, probably around midnight, Eastern Standard Time, it will be my annual Madden simulation using Madden 19, simulating the Super Bowl. Of course, EA Sports has their official simulation already up, I believe. And Tecmo has the simulation up on YouTube as well. But I'll do my official one Saturday night. Jurgensen passes out in the flat to Timmy Brown. And Brown goes down, and it'll bring up a 4th down. And Bobby Walston will come on to kick the field goal. This will be from 21 yards out. Hill puts it down. Walston, the kick is through. And the Eagles lead 3-0. Not sure why Walston has 2 different color sleeves. I think Terror's 89 for dressing the Eagles. I'm sure that's on purpose. He must have worn something like that. I don't know much about the guy, so we'll just assume that that's right. Tom Watkins on the forward on the 6. Breaks 1 tackle, but cannot get away from the 2nd guy. Plum coming back on the field after hit by Maxie Bond. I want to say something right now. Of course, we're under here in upstate New York, lake effect, snow, and blizzard warning. So anybody who is out in it, the Buffalo area, the upstate New York, drive careful if you have to be out, and hopefully you don't have to be out. If you're in the Midwest right now, it's frigid, freezing cold temperatures. Stay inside. That pass is intercepted. It is taken off by Irv Cross, and he is going to get up, tackled by Jim Gibbons at the 39, and the Eagles are in control of this game early. Milt Plum going deep. Intercepted by Irv Cross. Irv Cross, the 2nd-year player out of Northwestern. Stay inside, watch some Sack of the Future, and stay warm. Jurgensen back to pass. And he is hit and dropped by Carl Brett Schneider, and there is an injury. Jurgensen's up slow, but it doesn't appear to be him. Not quite sure who the injured guy was. It'll be 2nd down and 15 for the Eagles. Jurgensen gives the handoff to Timmy Brown. Brown gets 2 yards, and it'll be 3rd down and 13. My numbers are fluctuating on viewers. I don't know if you guys are actually having trouble with the game, or if YouTube's just algorithms are just haywire, but I appreciate those who are watching as Jurgensen floats the pass incomplete. It was knocked down by Dick LeBeau, the Hall of Famer. Dick LeBeau in his 4th season out of Ohio State, former Cleveland Brown. .44 on 44 as Pete Retzlaff was going for the ball. And LeBeau, perfect defense there. And King Hill on to punt for the Eagles after the turnover. The punt is away. Taken by Pat Studstill at the 17, and he gets up to the 22. 5-yard return. By Pat Studstill in his 2nd year out of Houston. Here's a look at Milt Plum. 2 for 5 today, 36 yards and the interception. Kind of looks a little like Matthew Stafford, if you ask me. First and 10, Plum back to pass. Throws it out in the flat to Broadbent. Look at the Eagles' defensive line. Joe Lewis and Riley Gunnels in the middle. John Baker and Bobby Richards, your ends. Chuck Bednarik in the middle. Bob Harrison and Maxie Bond, your other linebackers. Don Burrows and Jimmy Carr, the safeties. Ben Scotty and Irv Cross, who had the interception already.
Watch tight, watch tight. Tight end right, tight end right. Here we go now. 3-19.
Plum back to pass. Throws it out to Lewis. And Dan Lewis puts his head down and picks up 9. It'll be 3rd down and 1. I believe we saw our first roster filler of the afternoon in the broadbent. Because the 82 that's supposed to be for Detroit is currently in Pittsburgh, Harlan Hill. Played half the season there.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39.
Plum back to pass. Pass completes to Dan Lewis. And Lewis has the first down. I know that YouTube is playing with the numbers because I'm watching the game myself because of the lack of comments. And anyway, Milt Plum, born on January 20th, 1935, a graduate out of Woodbury, New Jersey High School and Penn State University. Played with the Cleveland Browns from 1957 to 1961. Before moving on to the Detroit Lions, where he'll be until 1967.
3-19.
Plum will then join the Los Angeles Rams for 68, so Tears 89 will get him back for a year. And then he'll finish his career in New York with the Giants in 1969. He is still alive. He is 84 years old. 84 years old. Just turned 84 last week. Happy birthday, Mr. Plum. Hand off to Tom Watkins. Third down and 9 after Bond makes the tackle. And that is the end of the first quarter with the score: Philadelphia 3, Detroit nothing. So we switch sides. Detroit's got to get something going. They are the favorite in this game. Plum back to pass. Completes it to Nick Petrosante. Petrosante is going to pick up 8, but it will not be good enough for the first down as Maxie Bond gets another tackle. Or Boggin? I don't know. And Lions, Yale Larry will come on to punt it away. I will be right back. Enjoy the game. Okay, I'm back. The Eagles still the ball, 1st and 10. Not sure what I missed. Jurgensen hands off to Timmy Brown, and he picks up 6. Speaking of Sonny Jurgensen, born August 23rd, 1934 in Wilmington, North Carolina, a graduate of New Hanover High School, North Carolina, and Duke University.
Here we go now. Blue, landing.
Drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles in 1957, Ted Dean picks up the first down. He will be with the Eagles through 63. So 2 more seasons. Goes to Washington in 64, where he'll play until 74. He is still alive. He is 84 years old. And inducted in the Hall of Fame in 1983. Last I knew, he was working with the Redskins in the broadcast team. But I'm not sure if he's full-time, part-time, retired, what the deal is. Meanwhile, it's 2nd down and 8 for the Eagles. Jurgensen back to pass. Throws it out to Dick Lucas, and Lucas fumbles. It is picked up by Wayne Walker, and he will pick up about 2 yards off the fumble recovery. Let's take a look at this one. Night Train Lane, that's clearly a fumble. Night Train Lane with a hit. Wayne Walker picks up the ball, and Detroit gets the first down.
All right, here we go.
1st and 10 from the 38. Plum back to pass. And the receiver and the quarterback were not on the same page there. In 1962, the Detroit Lions and the Philadelphia Eagles did not play. Plum back to pass. He's hit from behind and sacked. Ben Scotty on the sack. Scotty on the spot. And that is the Eagles' 2nd sack of the afternoon. This one coming from the corner position. As Plum did not see the wide open receiver off the blitz. 3rd down and 14 now for the Lions. Come back to pass. He rolls right into a sack. Richards on the sack. And Yale Larry will have to come on to punt. Bobby Richards, a rookie out of LSU, with his first career sack. Hell of a punt from Larry. Taken by Timmy Brown at the 15. He gets out to the 20. And that is where the Eagles, with a 3-0 lead, take over. 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. Jurgensen going to hand it off to Timmy Brown. Brown in the line. Gets a yard. He's got 29 on the day. Roger Brown with the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Jurgensen back to pass. He throws it complete to Lucas. This time Lucas hangs on, and Jurgensen shows some faith in him, going right back to him. He picks up 5 yards on the reception. It'll be 3rd down and 3 from the 27. Jurgensen back to pass. Steps up, throws over the middle. It's caught by Dick Lucas. Dick Lucas down to the 35-yard line. 38-yard reception. And it is 1st and 10 deep in Detroit territory. Jurgensen hands off to Dean. Dean is hit and dropped by Gary Lowe. It'll be 2nd down and 12. Jurgensen back to pass. Has some time, throws over the middle. It is caught by Smith. Number 85, Ralph Smith, a rookie out of Ole Miss. 1st and 10 at the 21 for Philadelphia. Jurgensen gives to Timmy Brown. Brown tries to cut through the middle a little bit. There's a big pile up. Picks up a yard. Leo Sugar on the tackle. Coming over from, I believe, Pittsburgh. Brown on the give. Brown stiffs arms a man. Yeah, Larry, but Larry's still able to bring him down, but not until after a gain of about 5. It'll be 3rd down and 4. From the 15. Jurgensen back to pass. He's got time. He throws it complete to Sapp. And Sapp is down at the 1-yard line. Number 30, Theron Sapp, the 4th-year player out of Georgia. Go Bulldogs. Jurgensen hands it off to Ted Dean. I think you need to go back to Theron Sapp because Theron Sapp, being a Georgia Bulldog running back, has got a lot of heart. 2nd and goal for the Eagles. For a timeout taken for a 2-minute warning. Jurgensen back to pass. Throws it to the end zone. Out of bounds, overthrown. Jurgensen so far is 8 of 11 for 132 yards. And there was a look at Nick Skorich, the head coach. Jurgensen back to pass, throws it out to the flat to Timmy Brown. And a timeout is taken by Detroit. And they'll line up Bobby Walston to kick a 28-yard field goal. King Hill will put it down. About 27 yards. It's good. And the Eagles in this high-scoring affair have taken a 6-0 lead on Detroit. Walston kick it off. Watkins on the return. He's out to the 25-yard line. And here comes Milt Plum. We're ending week 1 of 1962 with a bonus game. The Eagles currently lead Detroit 6-0. With about a minute left to go in the first quarter. Plum has been harassed and taken down. He's got a minute 46 to go and 2 timeouts. Plum will start in the shotgun. Back to pass. He throws it out into the flat. It is caught by Jim Gibbons, and the clock will run as the Eagles or Lions will hurry to the line. Plum back to pass. Throws it too hard. Misses his man. It'll be 3rd down and 5. There's a look at Irv Cross, who had a interception earlier. May see him on a CBS pregame show someday. Plum back to pass. Throws it. Overthrows his man again, and Yale Larry will have to come on for yet another punt. Just the Detroit offense, under the new leadership of Milt Plum, has not been able to get anything done. Plum was traded to Detroit for Jim Nanowski to the Cleveland Browns. But Cleveland started Frank Ryan in week 1. Larry with a kick. It's going to bounce into the end zone, and the Eagles will take over with a minute 16 to go. Here's a look at Timmy Brown. He's had 11 carries for 34 yards on the afternoon so far. First down at 10 for Sonny Jurgensen and the Philadelphia Eagles. He throws it incomplete. Dick Lucas was there, but Night Train Lane hits him and knocks the ball loose. Lane, the legendary hangman of the Detroit Lions. There's the give to Timmy Brown, and Alex Karras just rips him down, and Detroit will call timeout. Dick Night Train Lane in his 11th season out of Western Nebraska Community College in Scottsbluff. Holds the all-time interception lead in his rookie season as he picked off 14 passes. And here he is at age 34. I think I said he was 37 earlier. That's Bednar. Brown on the give. Brown is taken down by Joe Schmidt, and the Lions will burn their final timeout. And King Hill will have to punt it away to Detroit. Hill gets it off. It's toward the sideline where Studstill takes it at the 30, and he cannot get free. Mike McClellan on the tackle. So with 57 seconds left, Plum's got another chance. From the 31, they are 69 yards away from the end zone. Plum back to pass. He throws it out into the flat to Dan Lewis, and Lewis gets out of bounds. Picks up 5 yards on the reception. Dan Lewis, the fifth-year player out of Wisconsin. Second down and 5. Plum is back to pass. Throws it over the middle to Dan Lewis. Lewis churns his way to the 48-yard line, and the Lions are going to have to run, hurry up. Plum back to pass again. This time he throws it to Studstill over the 50. Picks up 6, and the Lions again running to the line of scrimmage. 30 seconds and counting. Plum back to pass. He's got time. He throws to the sideline. It is complete and out of bounds. Gail Cogdill, the third-year Lion out of Washington State, stops the clock with 22 seconds left, and Plum is in the shotgun from the 27-yard line. Plum scrambles to his left, throws way back across the field. That was a wasted play. I'm not sure what he thought he was doing there. Definitely not the image a veteran quarterback that they brought in to lead this team should be doing. Again, you can find all the 1962 Week 1 games on my channel. Look on our playlist, 1962 Sack to the Future. With a 45-yard field goal attempt, it is good. As Wayne Walker, the linebacker, kicks it from 45 yards. And that, boys, that was good from further out. Six to 3 now with 11 seconds to go, and Walker will kick it off. Taking it to 3, Brown. You almost gets away from you, Larry. 6 seconds to go. 21 yards for Timmy Brown. First down and 10. Looks like the Eagles are just going to kneel on it and go into the halftime in a field goal battle with a 6-3 lead. So we reached the half, and Detroit will kick it back to Philadelphia. Walker gets to kick it off. This time Brown on the goal line. He's going to bring it out. He's out to the 27-yard line. 23 yard per return today. Bobby Walston comes in motion. Jurgensen fakes the handoff. Throws it for a first down. Jurgensen 10 of 14. Dick Lucas with his 5th reception. Seems to be a new favorite of Sonny Jurgensen. Lucas, the former Chicago Bear in his 5th year out of Boston College. Putting in some work tonight. Davidson back to pass. He throws it over to Brown, but as soon as he catches it, he's tackled. Still gonna no gain. I think they actually called it incomplete. Brown dropped the ball. So back to the 38. The give is to Brown, and he is going to lose a yard. 14 carries, 36 yards on the afternoon or evening. Darren Sapp, the Georgia Bulldog, like I said, got a lot of heart, pulls his way forward, picks up 6 yards. But Keaton Hill is going to have to come in and punt the ball away for the Eagles. Detroit's favored to win the game, but they're not acting like it. Their offense has been pretty much non-existent. Hill gets the punt away. It's going to be called for a fair catch. It's going to bounce. It'll be down on the 1-yard line. Of course, in Madden, you don't have to keep it from going in the end zone. You just have to touch it. EA Sports hasn't figured that animation out yet, so. And Milt Plum will take over as that was actually roster filler that made the down. I'm not sure who it was. They're going to take over from the 1.5. 98.5 yards out. 99 officially. You have to reach the 2 to be at the 2. Lewis picks up 4 yards on the carry. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Lewis taking over the bulk of the work from Nick Pescasante this season. Plum back to pass in his end zone. He throws, it's caught by Gail Cogdill, and a first down out to the 18. 13-yard reception. Ben Scotti on the tackle. Petrosante gets the handoff, and he's going to pick up 3 yards on the carry. It will be 2nd down and 7. Six minutes to go in the third. Plum's got to get some work done. He's back to pass. Throws it over the middle, complete to Gail Cogdill for the first down. Gail Cogdill was 3rd year out of Washington State. Joined the Lions in 1960 as a rookie. He is 25 years old. I think I just saw an eagle with long hair. I'll keep my eyes open to see what player that is. Because it's 1962 in the NFL, that wasn't allowed. Cool things we can fix though in between. Lewis on the give. He picks up 3. He's got 20 on the day now. That right there, number 74. Number 74. Riley Gunnels. Another Georgia Bulldog. Gonna have to give him a haircut after the game. Plum gives to Dan Lewis. Lewis got the first down. He picks up 9 on the carry. That's the kind of long hair, though, that's not noticeable in the player edit section unless you actually turn him around. So it's easy to see how he could slip through. First down at 10. Watkins He's going to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and 10. As far as the human teams go, the Buffalo Bills, the only team that's got a loss in week 1. Of course, that was in a human head-to-head game, so somebody was going to get a loss. Everybody, as we move up to All-Pro, got the wins, so that's good. John Unitas is injured, going to be out 4 weeks with a torn shoulder. So Lamar McCann becomes the man in Baltimore as they get ready for the matchup against the Houston Oilers in week 2. Also injured, Billy Cannon, the Oilers running back. Petrosante catches the ball, gets a yard out of it. It'll be 4th down and 5 though. Jim Brown over 100 yards. Other 100-yard rushers included Houston's Charlie Toller, Baltimore's Lenny Moore, New York Giants' Alex Webster. Not sure if anybody else got the 100-yard mark. Cookie Gilchrist in his debut with Buffalo had about 60 yards. Mike Ditka had a big game against the Packers, beginning his sophomore season in Chicago. New quarterbacks out there. Buffalo, not quite the new quarterback. They do have Aldero on the roster, but they stuck with Warren Rabb. Jurgensen back to pass. The Cleveland Browns, Frank Ryan taking over for Milt Plum. A sack by the Philadelphia Eagles, the Detroit Lions. Jurgensen sacked by Wayne Walker. The total yardage is evening up a little better. Also joining the league, Terrors 89 channel now controlling 3 teams as the Los Angeles Rams join the league. And new also this year, 8-minute quarters. And what else? Oh, the semi-pro teams are been downgraded to terrible. But I have put some hidden Easter eggs in the semi-pro teams. So take a look, see, maybe you'll recognize some names. And Jurgensen goes down. Alex Karras with his first sack. He's got 4 tackles on the day. And 4th and 23. King Hill once again out to punt. At some point, Detroit's offense has got to catch on. They are favored to win this game, but the punt almost straight up in the air. Called for the fair catch at the 34, and that's where Milt Plum will take over. Look at Cale Cogdell. A couple big receptions on the last drive. First down and 10 from the 34. Plum gives to Dan Lewis. Lewis picks up about a yard. Plum back to pass. He picks the hand off and he's hit immediately. And that is roster filler right there, Larsheed. So what roster filler is in 1962 the NFL carried a 40-man roster, the AFL a 36-man roster. Madden football makes us play with 45 to 53, so they roster filler. Now in the case of the real teams, what we did is we look at the draft list. Plum spins away from a sack and tap, throws it deep but overthrows the man. And I find somebody that did not play in the league, either league, that was drafted by the team. In this case, it was Tom Larsheed, a back out of Utah State. And he fills in as the roster filler. We try to do the ratings so that the roster filler don't see much play time, but they will break through every now and then. And it's just natural. So Timmy Brown on the 19. He is going to work his way up to 34, and that's where Sonny Jurgensen will take over in this defensive battle. Petrosante makes the tackle. And there's a look at Tommy McDonald. passed away last summer in 2018. Hall of Fame player. Also a pretty funny guy if you watch any of his either his Hall of Fame induction speech or any of his NFL films work. He's just toward the beginning of his career, actually. Jurgensen hands off to Brown. Brown's going to fight his way for a 4-yard gain. I think I earlier called the Lions coach by the Eagles coach name. Lions coach, of course, is George Wilson. The Eagles coach, Nick Skorich. 2nd down and 5, and Jurgensen alone in the backfield and in the 49er shotgun position. He's going to throw. He's got some time. He throws it over the middle. Ken Gregory makes the catch and rolls for the first down. Last year was catching passes from Johnny Unitas. This year's from Sonny Jurgensen as he's joined the Eagles. Sad to see him go, but that's the rules. You have to follow the rules of reality. And in such, after week 1, there was a few roster moves that will be made around the league. Some ground on the give. Of course, if anything happened on the 12 or the 6 teams that I have yet to do, they'll just be folded into reality. But after week 1, of course, the time frame is a little off because both leagues had different schedules. The AFL started before the NFL. So I'm just basing these moves from a website, Pro Sports. Is it? Let me see where. Pro Sports Transactions. Win the sack on the blitz by Don Lloyd. Anyway, Dave Lloyd. The New York Titans cut quarterback Dean Look. Of course, they have 6 quarterbacks, so they can afford to get rid of one. The Oakland Raiders will trade to the Dallas Texans and pick up quarterback Cotton Davidson. So if you saw the Raiders play in week 1, you will notice that Tom Flores was the starter. Cotton Davidson will be the starter the next time you see them. And these Philadelphia Eagles have a couple of moves to make too. They can cut running back Don Jonas, who we've yet to see, probably won't see. There's a handoff to Ted Dean. And they trade for Merrill Douglas. That's the Lions roster. Number 3rd and 18 now. Merrill Douglas, running back, coming out of... Well, he was with the Dallas Cowboys in '61. He's currently sitting in the free agents because he didn't have a team. He signs after week 2. This is the difference. 4th and 13, 7:20 to go. The Lions are going to get the ball back once again. And so far, they've come up empty. The Eagles are going to run this clock down. No, just a little. Hill gets the punt away. He's going to go out of bounds on the 12-yard line. Nice punt by the backup quarterback, King Hill. He wears number 10. He wore number 10. The punter wears number 10 because you'll see him more often. If something were to happen to Sonny Jurgensen and he gets injured, I will switch the numbers and the punter will be number 1. But in a situation like that where you had to create 2 guys to, like for instance Chuck Bednar. You see him there in the middle, he's number 60. That's the jersey number he wore. When he gets in on offense, he's wearing number 90. There he is, speaking of Bednar, because you can't have guys playing both ways in that. So. Most of the time it has to do with kickers and punters. But in the case of Bednar, he was the last of the Iron Man, 60-minute man. As he makes the hit on Cogdell, and it'll be 2nd down and 8. Plum back to pass. Throws it to Dan Lewis. He gets the completion. It'll be 3rd down and 6 now. From the 17-yard line. Detroit's offense has just been blah.
Here we go. Green,
I think one.
green, 39.
No, it was pass and hang over the Eagles pass. So I don't think it's done anything. There's a completion to Terry Barr. See, here in Detroit, he catches the ball when he was actually... Now, let me explain something. He was with the Buffalo Bills in my game against the Oilers, but he wasn't supposed to be. I didn't sign him. Nobody traded him there. The computer gave him to me. And I think it's because the Bills only have 2 receivers in 62. Albert DeBenion and Glenn Bass. But, so in order to avoid that again, I moved 1 tight end and 1 running back to receiver. Plum, harassed, throws the ball away. He will not take the sack. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Look at Herb Cross. He already has 1 interception today.
Here we go now. Blue landing. Blue landing.
Going back to pass. Throws, it's caught. But Bednarik is right there to make the tackle. No, it's incomplete. Chuck Bednarik right there to make the tackle. Concrete Charlie. It was intended for Dan Lloyd. And it'll be 3rd down and 10.
Let's go.
Plum throws it complete to Broadbent. That is a roster filler, as we already discussed. Harlan Hill will be wearing that number later in the season. But he is not. He is in, I believe, Pittsburgh at this point. Haven't actually done Pittsburgh yet, but you will see them in week 2, so they will be done. So Jim Broadbent, or I don't know if it's Jim. Let me try and bring up the page. But the Lions are going to have to punt away anyway. So Yale Larry is on to punt on 4th and 2 with 5:26 to go and punt. Larry gets the punt away. It's taken at the 12 by Timmy Brown. And there's a flag down right away. Let's see what the penalty is. It's Dick Broadbent. Sorry, he is an end, drafted in the 15th round out of Delaware. So this pass is going to go against Joe Zuger, number 24, who was also roster filler. He was a backup quarterback at Arizona State, did not make the team. So roster filler getting in Detroit's way right now. 1st and 10 on the 34. Jurgensen looking, throws it over the middle. The ball is hit. There's a collision. Gary Lowe on the hit. Jurgensen's pass was intended. Looks like 80. Took a shot though. That's Ken Gregory, the former Colt. And it's 2nd and 10.
Let's go.
Jurgensen fakes the handoff on the delay, throws it over the middle. It's caught by Pete Retzlaff, and a 1st down. And there is another injury. This time it appears I believe if that's the case, that would be Gary Lowe. We'll have to wait and see if there's a different safety out there.
All right, here we go. 319.
You can't tell from this angle. Jurgensen fakes the handoff. Throws it over the middle. Retzlaff. No, Lowe just made that hit, so he wasn't the injured man. 29 yards. So that's the thing about sacks of the future. Never count on the favorite to win. Jurgensen throws over the middle, complete to Timmy Brown for a gain of 2. And Joe Schmidt is there to make the tackle. Brown has 3 receptions for 5 yards. Need all these replays. Keep the game moving. Hand off to Timmy Brown. Brown gets up the middle. Picks up about 5. It'll be 3rd and 3. Can one of these teams break through and get a touchdown? Eagles with trips to the left. Into the end zone. And Dick Lucas wide open for the touchdown. And that might be the final nail that the Eagles need to put these Detroit Lions away. And the extra point by Walston is good. Walston congratulating Walston right there. There's some freaky shit by the camera. Screw up the space-time continuum with that kind of thing. Stud still on the 2. Makes one man miss, but not the second. It looks like Irv Cross gets the tackle. And Milt Plum now trailing by 10 with 3:46 to go. They've got all their timeouts, but they've got to score. No more dink and dunk in Plum. You got to go deep. Low snap, handoff to Dan Lewis. Lewis gonna pick up 3. It'll be 2nd and 8. I only picked up 2 officially, I guess. Actually, Bond on the tackle. Come back to pass. Throws it. It's complete for a pickup of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Stud still on the reception. It does stop the clock, but Detroit needs to get yards. Come back to pass. Throws it over the middle. It's caught by Jim Gibbons. This time, Gibbons picking up 21 yards on the reception and a 1st down for the Lions. The big tight end hauling it in. 1st and 10. Plum. They can set up a screen. Dan Lewis is there. They've got some blocking. Lewis cuts in. He makes one man miss, and he's down to the 34. A 17-yard pickup on the screen pass. And now the Lions seem to be moving with 2:44 to go. Down by 10 points.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Plum back to pass. Gonna go for the screen again. But this time it's well read. As the Eagles are right there to make the stop. And a 2-yard loss. Jimmy Carr, the 8th-year player out of Charleston, West Virginia, on the tackle. Plum back to pass. Looking, throws to the flat. Jim Gibbons, he's going to pick up 2 yards. So after a couple good gains, the Lions are right back to dink and dunking their way to a 3rd and 10. Plum throws over the middle, complete to Gibbons. He turns and takes his time, turning it upfield, and only picks up 8. It's 4th and 1, and they are going to send on. Well, it's a 2-minute warning. The linebacker Wayne Walker. They might be looking at this, thinking about going for it. They need 2 scores. They need 10 points. Walker did hit a 45-yarder earlier. They line up for what will be a 42 or 43-yarder. From 42 yards away, Morrow with a hold, and Walker's good. It's 13-6, and the Lions have all 3 of their timeouts, so they need to play some defense now. Wayne Walker burying it in the net. 2 for 2 on the year now with field goals from 45 and 43 yards. 42. McDonald brings it out of the end zone. But he gets up over the 25 before being taken down by Rosterfeld. And look at Dick Lucas, who scored a touchdown. It is first and 10 at the 27 for Philadelphia. Jurgensen gives it to Timmy Brown. Brown's going to get 9 yards, and that's not what Detroit needed. Detroit needed to use the timeout. They needed to come out and stop the Eagles and push them back and force them to punt. But they get 9 yards on the first play. And it is a 2nd down and 1. Jurgensen looking over the defense. Detroit's bunched in toward the middle. 8 men in the box. 39. Jurgensen gives it to Brown. He is hit in the backfield. And Detroit will use their 2nd timeout. That Detroit defense. Leo Sugar on the one of the men on the stop. Roger Brown gets credit for the tackle. Officially, it is 3rd and 2 for the Eagles. Now, if Lions can hold them on this play, they will have a chance. But they still need to do something they have not done yet in 1962. Score a touchdown. Jurgensen gives to Brown. Brown is hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss. And it will be 4th down and 4, and King Hill will come on to punt the ball away. So Detroit will have a chance. They will get the ball back with no timeouts left. Hill puts his foot on the 20. A minute 40 to go. He gets the kick away. Taken by Studstill on the 12. And he's going to get up to the 19. So the Detroit Lions need 81 yards, and they need Milt Plum to do what he was brought in to do. And that is be a winner. He's taken the Cleveland Browns to 2 straight AFL title games. Plum back to pass. And we got a sack. Looks like Bobby Richards. The rookie with a 2nd sack. Detroit's got to get all the way back as they had gone on a deep pass play. There's a 14-yard loss. Plum is in the end zone. And he, almost intercepted. John Baker almost come up with an interception in the end zone. And there's an injury. And it'll be 3rd down and 24. So Detroit having a disastrous drive. One back to pass. He throws it incomplete. He was looking for Terry Barr, who had a step on our cross. But Cross is able to get his hand up there and make a move, and it's 4th and 24. So this is the game. If they don't convert here, Philadelphia can just run the clock out. Plum takes the handoff. Throws, it's intercepted. Intercepted by Ben Scotty. Of course, he did not need to do that. The Eagles would have been better off if he dropped that pass. They would have had a 1st and goal. Plum is no longer clutch. He was clutch in Cleveland. He is not clutch so far, at least through 1 game in Detroit. And Jurgensen, he will kneel on it twice, and the Eagles will get to 1-0, and they will drop the Detroit Lions to 0-1. Jurgensen with a 2nd kneel. They're going to line up for potentially a 3rd one, but they don't need to snap it. In fact, all it would do is just lose more rushing yards for Jurgensen. So, the Philadelphia Eagles get the win, 13-6. They will be advancing the league to week 2. So stay tuned on the 4 channels. Phantom Fighter, Terrors 89, John M, and your home here, Vinny X Wolf. Make sure you click save on the playlist so you always know when new games are added. Click the notification if YouTube actually will give it to you. A couple big games in week 2. I don't know the exact schedule, but I know mine games is the Baltimore Colts without John Unitas take on the Houston Oilers, and the Buffalo Bills will take on the San Diego Chargers in what will be Jack Kemp's last game in San Diego. Here's a look at the highlights real quick, but once again I'd like you to thank you for joining us here on Sack to the Future. Season 3 is well underway now. Your final score, Philadelphia 13, Detroit 6. Until next time, I'm Vinny Vincent, and you're not.